Our highest service to you today is to offer a next step for you. This may not be right for everyone in the room right now. I don't know. But I do know that like the evangelist or like the waiter offering dessert or like the one planning a party to invite the neighborhood, it's my job and it's my privilege to make an invitation to you to join me today in the next step. And so what we've created for you is something called the Flamboyance. You may have already seen on some people's names, it says FCG. It stands for Flamboyance Group Coaching. These people are already in our program. The Flamboyance Group Coaching Program is our 12-month program that's been designed as a next step for those of you here who need it. We know it's a big step for some. 12 months is a big commitment. We don't know what's going to happen in 12 months. Well, that's why you need to plug into a community like this so we can walk together through whatever comes. It's called Flamboyance, by the way, because after 12 or 13 years of working with Christian entrepreneurs online, I know that one of the single biggest contributors to your success is the people that you surround yourself with. When we were floundering, we looked for a mastermind and a coach, right? That's what got us back on track and growing again. And since then, we haven't ever been without one. And since realizing that that community was so necessary and creating it as part of our core values, nothing that we've offered since has been without that community piece, because we know that just like a flamingo in isolation dies, you need a community to thrive and survive. Nobody survives alone. Not a flamingo and not a flamingo business owner. I need a flamboyance, and your people need a flamboyance, and you need a flamboyance. You need a group of people around you who are like-minded, who understand the struggles, who understand the values that you're speaking from, who can give you the godly wisdom as well as what's working in the world today, right? You want that time and money freedom? You want to be able to make more income and impact? Well, if those of you who want it faster and easier want more support than you're getting currently on your own, or maybe you just want that advice, or maybe you're just thirsty for that fellowship, that's what the Flamboyance is all about. I know you're a right fit for this because you've been with us for a day and a half already, because we've seen you get clear on your messaging. We know what you need to be a loyal fan. We know what you need to put your marketing funnel into play. We know what you need to get more visible and how to be more consistent. It's going to take focused instruction. It's going to take some special assistance. It's going to take some accountability. It's going to take a whole heap of love and encouragement for some of you to help you form those ideas into that strategy and then take action with it, or to up-level and improve what you're already doing. That's not to say that I don't expect that some of you can go away from these 3 days and implement all this on your own. Like, I didn't do this for nothing. I want you to have been able to take away from here what you can implement. I want you to take action with it. I want you to be able to go away and put things into practice. I want you to be confident that you've gotten stuff here so you can absolutely leave right now today at the middle of the event and go make changes in your marketing and get better results. I know you can. It'd be a waste of your time here this weekend if it wasn't possible to do that. But if you said, yes, this was great and I want more, if you want to go deeper into these frameworks and strategies, or maybe you're a little bit like the fable of that old turtle or the rabbit, right? The tortoise and the hare. Some of you want to get in there and get it done faster, right? You need somebody to walk beside you, or you need a cheerleader because you implement slower or need more support. Maybe you don't have support at home or in the community that you're in. Maybe you don't have somebody there that will believe in you until you can believe for yourself. And this is for you. We have 4 different pillars of what we teach in the Flamboyance coaching program. We focus on mindset, which we have woven into every one of the sessions here this weekend, renewing our mind around God's truth for business. Not just what Katie says, right? But sending you back to the Word every time to say, what does God say about this? Then we have the pillar of marketing. We talk about how this is your job to grow this for Him. If he's the owner and he's put you in as CEO, then your responsibility is to grow the business. Let's talk about how to do better with our marketing, how to up-level our visibility, how to be more effective with our messaging. What strategies can I use to reach my people? And we talk about the programs that you're creating. As the CEO of your business, it is your job as well to ensure that you have a great program, that you have a great product or service. And so we talk about things that are going to up-level that experience and those results that you get for your clients in the program, right? Removing friction, helping them take steps faster, things like that. And then your people. And by people, I don't just mean your prospective clients. By people, we're talking about your team. They're your people you get to shepherd. We're also talking about your audience who are not clients yet, and we're talking about your clients. And teaching you how to shepherd and love on them and show them Jesus in all the different areas of your responsibility as the leader in what God has given you to steward. And so, you and I have got to keep our minds on truth if we're going to succeed. That was what our first session was about yesterday, talking about all the different lessons we can learn from camping. Everywhere we look in this world, we have things that remind us of what God wants us to know and how he wants to work in our lives. There's no overwhelm about all the things when I'm focused on that next right step that is within my control to take. And so every month or every time that we open our program for enrollment, we have something called the Doing Business with God program. It's the equivalent of a college-level Christian Business 101 class. And in that class, you're learning who God is in regards to business, who God is based on what he wants for you and your business policies, your business procedures, your time management, your resource management. And so part of our Flamboyance group coaching program is that 3 or 4 times a year, we get to take anyone in the program who wants to. We don't force you. It's not a requirement, but it's there. In addition to what we do on a weekly basis, we also provide this 6-week Business with God training. And we give you the textbooks for it. We order them and send them to you so that you can participate fully in this class. It's the most popular class I've ever taught. We've had hundreds of people go through it over the last decade. I just had another former student reach out recently and share how much she learned in that class a couple of years ago and how much it transformed her and how her business is doing, right? But we don't want you to have to pay extra for that. We found it so fundamental to the mindset piece of what we need as a steward of God's business that we want to include that for you. I've had some clients that have gone through this class 8 and 9 times, and every time they get something new out of it. Every time they're excited to join us again. And so we offer it a couple of times a year whenever we have new folks coming in so that you can get grounded in truth. That is the foundation that we need for growing our businesses. If you loved those sessions about core values, if you loved the session about branding and giving a good test, like all of that starts with mindset and starts with truth. Who is my God? What does he say about me, about my business, about my job and my purpose here in life, and the way that I'm supposed to lead and steward and shepherd the things that are in my care? Then we also have the marketing thing. And this is something where I have very, very limited one-on-one packages this year. So we did reopen those one-to-one coaching spots, but a very limited number of them. And a limited number of VIP days in the workshop intensive that I do with those clients, ranging from $3,000 to $10,000 a piece. And I just don't have extra space in my schedule with the speaking commitments and the things that we're doing this fall. But in the Flamboyance program, that time is already carved out. Your access to me every week through the training and the laser coaching and the Q&As, you have access to all of that with me every week throughout the 12 months of the program. The laser coaching is similar to what we're going to do here tonight after the next break. It's personalized feedback. You get to submit your questions, similar to that form even, and then I get to talk with you on our next call and be able to answer your specific questions on your specific business, your specific situation, And you get that once a month, you get an opportunity to apply for those laser coaching sessions without any additional cost or the one-on-one coaching fees. You know, even my coaches, right? Even Jeff Walker's $25,000 mastermind, I can't just send him a message and ask him to look at my sales page, okay? But in the Flamboyance, you can get Katie Hornor to look at your sales page, right? And we just did a deep dive into one of our members' sales pages this last week, and it was super helpful for everybody, right? And that's one of the things that we really find valuable in there is that feedback, and the feedback others can learn from, just like we're going to do in our next session. And I'm sure you've seen those ads about, like, sign up for this and you can create millions overnight, right? Well, I know you know your stuff. I know you're an expert in your field, but creating an offer that converts and selling your program, creating that program that builds the strategies to get your clients to complete that program, that's why most of you are here. Like, you're experts in your thing, but you're not expert marketers yet, right? The good news is that's why you're here. I do have experience in marketing. Some people say, well, it's prideful to call yourself an expert. Well, okay, use a different word, right? But I have been studying with the top marketers of today's industry for 10 years. Michael Hyatt's very first online coaching program, I was in it. Okay, this is about 2011 or something, and I've learned from all of the people. You name a name, I've studied with them. All right? I'm in 4 different higher level masterminds right now. And so the experience I have on my own with growing 2 businesses, plus the credentials of my own education, plus the time that I've spent studying with these people, in addition to the ongoing access I have to some of the top marketers in the industry right now because of my own masterminds I participate in, this gives me the street cred. It gives you somebody who has the knowledge or knows where to find the knowledge to answer the questions that you need answered and knows what strategies are working in the industry. This is how I can keep my finger on what's working in the industry. But the good news is that I'm different, that I'm not just like everybody else in the industry, because I can then say, all right, and then this is how we see that through the lens of Scripture. This is how we take what's working in the world and we add the power of God's truth to it and give you the application that doesn't go against your values or your beliefs. And so all of those things are part of the thing that we bring into the marketing program and help you create better programs for your people, programs people want to complete, programs people rave about, and become part of your marketing team just by word of mouth, right? I also know you're going to want to grow your team. I don't believe any of us is supposed to be in business alone. I believe that as God grows what he's given you to steward, he will bring people alongside you to help you. And maybe you can't imagine that where you're sitting right now. Maybe you think, I don't ever even want to deal with team. But I believe God has bigger things planned. And as he enlarges your tent, like it says in the Old Testament, there's going to be more people that he brings in. And so part of our pillars of what we teach is how do you shepherd and steward even the people resources that you have? How do you start hiring help? Where do you go to look? What does the contract for the subcontractors look like? We have Connie is in our program. She's a CPA. So any of those legal things and taxes things, I defer to her. But you have access to me who can get answers from those connections that I have. If I don't know the answer, we'll know where to find it, right? And being able to grow your business and mentor your team and keep shepherding well the people that you need to shepherd and having a good testimony with it, even through the things that are more legalities and those kind of issues that we don't always like to talk about because they're maybe not as fun for some of us, right? So I believe in consistency and in community. This is what a calendar looks like for consistent participation in our program. You have to implement and iterate and rinse and repeat to improve anything. And so this weekly meeting that we have is a way to connect and keep us all on track. And TAP's going to show that pink calendar sheet for us on the screen here. the calendar is every Wednesday at 4 p.m. This is a consistent appointment for you, right? It's a commitment that says, this is about growing the business that I've been entrusted to steward, and I'm going to show up and be there. And we keep it at the same time, on the same day of the week, every single week, so that it can be something that you build into your routine, right? And if you're sitting there thinking, oh, I'm out, I got something else at 4 o'clock next week, like, figure out how to rearrange your schedule. If this is the next step for you, you can rearrange your schedule, right? Be committed to something that you know is going to help you. Put it on the calendar, make it an appointment, just like you had to go to a doctor or a dentist or meet with your boss in somebody else's business. Make the appointment and keep it so that you can do what you need to do to grow your business. It's consistent. Every week we do this. I will be there, you commit to being there, and this is how we grow. One Wednesday a month, we have a training on one of our pillar content topics. One Wednesday, we have a guest speaker, another expert that comes in to give us information and education. One Wednesday, we do the laser coaching. You can apply for that in advance with your questions so that we can get your specifics and be able to give you an answer in a good time frame. And the others on the call also often have things that they chime in with that will be helpful, just like you've seen in the breakout rooms here. Then we have another week with Q&A, and any question goes. The whole time is open for your questions. What do you need to grow your business? What do you need to overcome the next obstacle in what you're trying to reach? And then if there is a 5th Wednesday in the month, that is a bonus day to work on your business. We expect you to spend that hour at 4 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon working on your business. It's time that you get back in your schedule to spend extra time working on what God has for you. So there's a couple of months with the 5th Wednesday, and that's how we spend those. So I don't have a curriculum planned out. I can't say, like, next Wednesday we're going to learn this, and the next Wednesday we're going to learn this. We plan it out based on the content topics. And I have my ear to what you guys need. Like, we're going with, like, what do I need to teach on marketing? I'm listening for what's happening in the group. I'm listening for what I'm getting from my mastermind folks. I'm listening for what's happening in the world around us so that what we teach can be relevant to where you are right now. The training that you need in terms of the frameworks happens in the course that you get. Our $2,000 Flamingo Advantage Frameworks marketing course is a part of this program. You get access to it. And so those videos are there for you, the downloads and the notes and the diagrams and all of the things. Whenever you need to revisit something, that's there. It's not additional. And we're not wasting any live meeting time on Wednesdays doing that because you already have access to that on your own. Okay? I already mentioned the laser coaching that you'll get to experience here tonight in a few minutes when we dive deep into that main hurdle that may be holding your momentum back and help you move on into action. And, you know, these are things that I'm using and teaching in my business. Those that are here with the FCG or FGC by their name, like, you can ask them. Like, I use it, and then I report back to you guys, right? I'm showing you things that are actually working, that people are actually using and doing it in my own business. I'm not just saying do what I tell you to do, right? I'm doing it as an example, and you may have seen that here this weekend as well with some of the things that we've taught. You've also been a part of that process of us doing that in our business. And I'm meeting regularly with those masterminds and the marketing minds in bringing that information back to you guys and helping you. But in between our weekly calls, we have this private community group just for our Flamboyance members. And this is where a lot of life and business happens. This is where you guys have that opportunity to check in with each other, check in on your progress, be accountable. You get to come every Monday and share a Monday check-in report and let us know, what have you accomplished? What are your wins? What can we celebrate? What resources do you need this week? Where are you struggling, right? And be able to get support from the other business owners in the program. Here's what some of those things look like. Here's what some of the posts in the group look like. This was Martha Rose's post when she first joined the program. So we ask you to introduce yourself. Then You see Michelle and PJ on the next slide sharing some of their wins. We have somebody else sharing a weekly update and sharing a resource. Then here's some responses and encouragement to those posts. It really makes me quite proud of the community that God has built in this program, to see people caring for one another and so encouraging and celebrating in our group. Here's a resource that was shared. Here's another resource. Here's members sharing in that accountability thread, checking in with their progress and what they're learning. Here's Danita. She prayed for us this morning, remember, and we saw her website as an example. This is her celebrating her podcast, right? And everybody reaching out to congratulate her on a goal met for that. Love seeing all of these comments and love happening in there. But we also celebrate life, right? We also celebrate things that happen in our real life. And several of our folks are grandparents and get to brag about what's happening with their family and things, and we love seeing that. It really is a place to do life and business together. But you also receive access to the Flamingo student portal. Remember I mentioned the framework course. This is where that lives. All of the information is there in an easy to access portal for you so that you can see what's coming up, the links to the calendar, all the replays, everything in one easy spot to look at. And then along with our foundational content, that Flamingo framework course is there as well. And you can access those classes over and over again, as much as you need, whenever you need. It's all there for you. So this 12-month program, Time and Money Freedom, Impact Income, the like-minded community of the brave and bold Christian entrepreneurs that you need to surround yourself with, is the Flamboyance. And we also provided some bonuses because, not because I need you to enroll in me, but because I want you to enroll in you. I want you to see the benefit of doing this for you. And nothing's more important than seeing the value of enrolling and investing in yourself. It may feel like I'm trying hard to enroll you in this. I'm just going to have a real moment of vulnerability and honesty here. I am. I want you in the program. I think you're a right fit for the program. I think this is a great next step for you. But even if you don't come into the Flamboyance program, I hope I've done a good job of enrolling you into taking the next step, whatever that step is, right? Take the next action with marketing your business, with stewarding what God's given you in a bigger way. I hope you'll take action with offering your people a next step. Because I know the life-changing power of marketing like Jesus. I know what it's like to lead in the marketplace, to change your business and your family history and your legacy for future generations. One of my coaches, Barry Friedman, said, "Impact makes a difference now, but legacy is forever." And that's what we're doing here. And that coach is a coach who saw me crying back when I didn't know how we were going to make it. And I didn't know what the next step would be. And that coach is the same coach who's sending me congratulations this week because of God releasing an incredible new video series about how he's grown our business and blessed. And so this bonus, created specifically for you guys, is to help make you a loyal fan. It's because we want people who love this community in the community as we start to invite other people here. All those people on the screen with the FGC got a free ticket to this, just like you'll get a free ticket to the next event, because we want you here. We want you in the community. How do you become a great pianist? Practicing the same piece. How do you get stronger muscles? Doing the repetitions, right? When you come to these events over and over and you hear the same content presented again with different examples and different illustrations, you're able to see it from a different perspective because you're different than the last time you heard it. And you get to go deeper on what we're teaching at these trainings so that during your time, you can practice. You can soak in the frameworks and the mindset. You can continue to implement and repeat and improve on how you're serving your people in your marketing and in your programs. So I don't have dates for the next event just yet. It's going to be in the spring sometime. But when we do, you're going to be the first ones to know and the first ones to say, yes, I want my ticket, right? And you get the front row seat right here with everybody else to be able to continue to enjoy this. And so with our next event, I think there's nothing more important than seeing the value of enrolling you in yourself. But the virtual events are not the only events that we do. We also have an in-person event coming up for Flamboyance. Once a year, we meet for a day in person. The next one is October 21st in Charleston, South Carolina. We've already reserved the room. We're already planning the food. We're already taking care of some of the details for the program and the guests. You have a seat there. You just have to get there. We're covering the training. We're bringing in lunch. We're going to spend a day face-to-face in the company of one another, some time to pray, some time to brainstorm, some time to feed into one another what we're seeing, like Connie said, and be able to focus on growing our business, and growing our leadership skills. Outside of your normal environment. Some of the best business ideas and changes that I've made in my business have been because of an event like that I went to. One conversation at a table in the break time, or one conversation at a meal with somebody that I met. Some of the best friendships I've created in business have come from events like that. And I want that for you too. And so that's a part of this community piece that we built into the Flamboyance program. And so if you were to add all of these things up at the industry standard prices for these services, the investment would be $24,264. It's not insignificant. We're still looking at colleges for our oldest daughter. She took a leap year this year, but she thinks she's headed to college, right? And to be honest, like this is what you would pay for a year of college, for an MBA or some sort of a business degree. And I think it's worth all of it. In your MBA, you're not even going to get real world experience, and we're going to be out there helping you put your funnels to work and actually move people through them, right? But we wanted to make you an offer that you couldn't refuse, and so we thought even $10,000 would be fair. It is 5 times more than the framework course that we offer at $2,000, and it's half of what the industry says that this would be. We think that would be more than fair for what we're asking for this program. But it's not what we're asking. We're making the Flamboyance available for $497 a month. That's less than $6,000 for the year. It includes the $2,000 Flamingo Advantage Framework course and our Signature Business with God class and the textbooks and the one-day in-person event, because I want this to be a no-brainer for you. I want you to say yes. Not yes to me, but yes to you and yes to the people who need you and need you to get the help to reach them sooner rather than later. And so if you want to say, yes, this is the time. Okay, I'm ready. You twisted my arm. I don't want to twist your arm. I want you to say yes. I want you to be sure that this is a yes. A yes so that you can get this message out bigger than ever. A yes so that you can create that business that brings joy, that honors God, that doesn't make you feel icky and regret doing it or dread Mondays anymore. And by the way, if you have a spouse who works with you, or a legal, on business, documented legal business partner, it's a 2-for-1 for you. Because Tap and I strongly, strongly believe that it's so important for you to be on the same page with your spouse. We don't want you to have to choose which one of you sits in and has to tell the other one about this later. And so if you are married in business together, or if you have a legal, on-paper business partner, then you can do this together. So starting right now at this next 30-minute break, you get to choose. There's a 12-month payment plan for $497 a month, or you can make one payment of $4,997. It saves you 2 months. It saves you $994 total. Because the more money you make, the more impact you can have. If you don't make an income, you can't make the impact that you dream of. And we want you above all to have that impact. We want you above all to be able to reach those people who need you. Because God has entrusted this to you, to steward and to grow. And now, because it's an amazing value, we're not going to offer the same offer when we do it in the spring. There's no time to waste. Nobody's promised tomorrow. A day becomes a week becomes a month becomes a year becomes a decade. I don't want you 10 years down the road wishing you'd done something to reach more people in this amount of time. This is where we stop wishing and we start doing. If you can afford to pay in full, I highly recommend doing that because you will be all in. You won't be thinking about the payment every month. The payment's behind you. You can focus fully on what you're learning, what you're implementing, and making money and reaching those people, which is super important. It'll save you $994 off of your total investment if you can do that. But I know not everybody can do that. I couldn't have done that when I was starting. And so that monthly payment option is for you. What you need today is just that one payment of $497 to lock in your space for that first month in the program. And there's a button on the dashboard that you can click and then go choose your preferred payment option. And it's $497, and that feels easy because if you're on the weekly calls that are on your calendar every Wednesday at 4 o'clock, if you come to the trainings, if you watch the course materials, if you plug into the community, if you're willing to ask questions every time you need to ask a question, you're going to have everything you need to make those adjustments to your marketing and start doing this stuff that gets you out there to more people. The consistent implementation and the training and the coaching to help you know what to tweak and when to get those results faster than learning it on your own. You get to submit for the laser coaching every single month if you want to. You can bring questions to every call we have. You can post for feedback daily in the Facebook group if you want to. You get to decide how fast you go and how much you take advantage of those resources. And if you commit to doing 100% of what you can do, we're committing to doing 100% of what we can do to match it and to help you grow. I'm not offering you a gourmet fish dinner that's served and cooked for you. Okay? This is not a done for you thing because I don't work with people like that. I think you need to know how to do these things. This is more like a done with you program. This falls into that category of you have to do the work, but you don't have to do it alone. You got the fish, but I'll stand with you and I'll cheer you on and I'll show you how to do it. I'll show you how to season it. I'll tell you how long to cook it. And together we're going to have an amazing time. You're meant to be there. We can help you grow. If this is for you, for right now, come join us. I'm a big believer in celebrating when people take action. Fun, celebration, party. If you haven't got that by now, I'm doing a bad job, right? But tomorrow, we're starting the program with a celebration during the lunch break to celebrate those of you who want to take this next step with us. The program starts tomorrow at the lunch break so that you can celebrate and we can celebrate that you've gone all in on yourself. Not on us, but on you. This is your year. This is for you to have success like you saw on our guest panel today. It's for you to go all in on continuing to build that business that gives you the time and money freedom that you dream of having. Claim your space, not just in the program, but it's claiming your space in that life that allows you to live and give as God directs and impact the people he wants you to impact. And that deserves a celebration. And so we start tomorrow with that welcome celebration. And we're going to walk you through what comes next, what to expect, what's coming up, how to anchor your commitment so you can be all in on you. And that's the most important foundation for this next year together, is celebrating that decision for that you're committed to you and your family and the people that God's calling you to serve. So that's the next step. The button on the dashboard is where you go to enroll in the Flamboyance coaching program right now. And if you need to speak to one of our team members, we're going to go to that 30-minute break. But there's also a button on the dashboard that says talk to a team member. And so one of our team is going to be in there all through the break, all through the rest of the evening. If you have questions, if there's still something you need to know to have clarity around, is this a decision for me, or is this a thing for me, or is it not for me right now, then I want you to click that button and go talk to one of our team members so that they can support you and get the answers that you need. It's an important decision. We want you to have all the information that you need to make it, and especially if you're one of those logical buyers we've been talking about, right? Everything you need to pack that suitcase and be all in for the camping trip. So this is that time. We're choosing commitment over convenience, not just talking about flamboyance here. I would love to have you in Flamboyance. I'd love the work that we could do together. I know you would love the community that we're building, but choosing commitment over convenience is in what you do right now in all of your life and your business. I want you to think what that means for you. And remember those threats and the sabotages that we talked about yesterday, right? Keep those front and center. Do you need more opportunity? Do you need accountability? Do you need support to do this? Do you need to go deeper? Do you need to learn more? Do you need to repeat and improve? Do you need to get there faster or easier? Do you need support that's grounded in biblical truth instead of worldly philosophy? These are things that you need to push through and build what God is calling you to build that will allow you to have that life of impact that God's given you the vision for. Then join us. Because whatever you choose, your message matters to somebody who's waiting out there for you. You investing in you allows you to be more and to make more and to do more to reach those people. And only you can do the work, but you don't have to do it alone. This is about empowering you guys to take action with the marketing frameworks that you've been given and to know how to do this with a God focus, a God foundation, and that joy that allows you to be bold in doing what you know you were created for. And so the Flamboyance is there for you. We're going to give you this 30-minute break. Take the time, go hit that Enroll Now button, or go talk to one of our team members. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you for listening. Thank you for the honor of serving you these last 2 days. Tap and I absolutely love the people who are passionate about using business to impact other people for the kingdom. We'll see you in 30 minutes. Enjoy your dinner.